Alright y'all, what's up? Today we are here for the challenge official episode 1. This episode, it was the premiere episode, and this episode was good. I'll give it, even though considering what happened, I'm not happy about that, but the episode in full was good. Like, we had a combination of just about everything. We had the competition straight off the gate, like, and it didn't feel like it was dragging. Like, they had content, which is why they weren't dragging, but we had the elimination, we had drama, we had hookups, we had it all. So we're gonna talk about it. I got my notes, as you see, all my notes. Got pages worth of notes, but we are going to talk. So yeah, we start off with TJ walking in, just introducing the show, basically introducing it as if they didn't have their classified episode. And it's funny to me because they have him walking through the streets of Croatia, and they got it shot like it's an action movie. Like, he's in this car with a challenge license tag, and just being TJ, trying to act like he is some wrangler, somebody that's in charge of all these people, even though in a way he kind of is, but you still the host. You're the host of the show. Stop saying you're the wrangler, because you're not. But we get to the challenge, and the Americans are all tied in chains up against some bricks. And with that, basically, the international people have to go out through the woods to get to them. They're by a beach. So they're going to go out and see all of the Americans standing there chained with the bricks. Now, what they have is a sledgehammer, and they have a key. So they're all just running down, and they get basically first come, first serve on the Americans that they want to have as partners, which is why they had that briefcase in the classified episode. If you didn't watch that, go watch my review before you watch this one. But yeah, they had basically a briefcase with stats on each one of the Americans, so they can kind of see where they are in terms of who they would want to actually partner up with. So they all run out through there, and they just start basically taking names and really trying to get to who they're trying to get to. And it's the funniest thing for me, Ashley was standing there as they all were getting to the Americans. She's sitting there campaigning, saying, I'm the 2-time champ, I'm a millionaire, I done won this show twice, you want to come to me, but they all running past her. And Ashley's like, why are they running past me when I've literally won this game twice? I don't know, because on them stats, I was thinking to myself, possibly because they know that she'll steal that money, but that wasn't on the stat list. But like I said, too, I would partner up with Ashley, because Ashley's smart, Ashley can run a final. And she's won the show twice for some reason. Obviously, she's won because she's done something right. But yeah, so they run on past her, but we get the teams. So the teams are Kaycee, and I wrote M. I believe this is Emmanuel. We got Tori and Kels. Well, first off, Kaycee and Emmanuel. I feel like that's going to be a pretty strong team. We got Tori and Kels. Kels, I'm going to get more into Kels as this review goes on, but Kels is probably, he done became my top dog, maybe out of the entire cast, but definitely of the rookies that we're seeing. And he's partnered with Tori. You know how I feel about Tori. I don't like her. And then we got Kyle, who is with Amanda. This is going to be a pretty chaotic team because Kyle is quite quirky and Amanda is quite devilish and evilish. So this is gonna be a good team. I'm excited about this team. I like both of these people, truthfully. And then we got Nam with Michele. I love Michele. Nam, like I said, I feel like he doesn't need to be on the show because he doesn't bring much to the show. And then we got Josh with the Ghost, aka Lauren, who you did not see at all in this episode. I mean, you saw her in the background of certain things, but she didn't get not one confessional. She wasn't in the classified episode. She had to have done something on this show that is explaining why she's being edited out, and I want to know why. I feel like she said some slick racist shit because Michaela's not fucking with her, and neither is Cory L. And them two, out of the rookies, are looking like the two that are the realists. And then we got Aneesa with Logan. This pairing seems like a really good one. Aneesa, I go back and forth with Aneesa. Like I said, I can like Aneesa in some minutes and then dislike her in some other ones. And the thing is with Aneesa, I root for her because she's been on this show for 15 years. Well, 15 seasons, it's probably longer than that. And she still hasn't gotten a win. And it's like, I root for her because I want her to do well, but she gets in her own way. But Logan seems like a good partner for her because he looks like he actually wants to work with her and actually wants to help her. So that's good for her. And then we got Huey and Ashley. And I knew the moment he got to Ashley, Ashley was pissed. And I knew she would be pissed. I would be pissed too if he came up to me. Like, out of everybody there, Huey comes to me and I got to be with him? Man, fuck it. And then we got Bettina, who was running down with Priscilla, and both of them wanted Cory. Priscilla is fine, first of all. Gorgeous. But she wanted Cory. She got there first, and she's looking for Cory, but she couldn't get to Cory. Bettina got to Cory first. So Bettina is with Cory, and then Priscilla's looking around like, where the fuck? Like, where's Nelson at? Where's Nelson at? So she was like, if I don't get Cory, I need Nelson. And she's got good taste, because both them boys are real. Like I said, Cory is my boy. Nelson is my boy. I'm rooting for both of them. You can call me a Team Young Buck fan. I definitely root for those two. But yeah, it's Priscilla and Nelson. That's it. That's a pretty solid team. We got Gabo, who is with Nany. That is an interesting team. And then we got Michaela, my girl Michaela. She is with Renan. Renan seems like a pretty cool person as well. And then we got Tori L with Emmy. We'll get on that bitch later on. CT and Berna. Berna, I feel like I'm gonna like Berna. CT, like I said, CT is looking like he is ready again, like he's back in Rivals 2 shape. CT is looking like he's ready to take these people out, but he's trying to play the field. I've noticed that. You'll see this throughout the episode. He's not really as prominent, but he's playing the field, and I feel CT. He's trying to fall back and not really be seen because he does have that presence, and he has that reputation as well as being a threat. Next, we got Esther with Fessy. Esther, maybe she didn't, she wasn't around with Tacha. I was going to say maybe she didn't listen to what Nam was saying, but that wasn't her. That was actually Tacha. But Esther is with Fessy. On paper, that seems like a pretty solid team too. Esther, she looks like she can pull her weight. Fessy just got to stop being a cocky asshole. But so far, he ain't been too bad. So we'll see about that. We got Tracy with Devin. I don't really pay attention to Tracy. Haven't really paid too much attention to her. But having Devin as a partner in terms of mental, that's good. And politically, that's good. Then we got Tommy with Big T. That's an interesting pair. And then we got Tacha, and I'm glad I'm finally saying her name right, because I watched the episode again last night and heard her pronounce her name. LaTacha is her full name, but Tacha is her nickname. So her name is Tacha. So we're going to get that out there. Instead of calling her Tasha, I'm used to saying Tasha. And she's with Jeremiah. I like this team too. I'm rooting for this team. I like both of these two. But yeah. So basically the point of this, once they all unlock their partners and pull the chains and get the, it's like a chest-ish safe, and they have to carry that to another checkpoint, and then they have to solve this puzzle, basically decoding the puzzle. And with the bricks, the thing is with the bricks that we later found out, there are the codes on the bricks. So you have to look at the bricks to get the code so you can go ahead and decode that puzzle. So with that, Emmanuel and Kaycee, they're the first ones to run out. Aneesa and Logan are right behind them in second. So basically we do find out that through Jeremiah, who said this, if you get the code wrong 3 times, it's gonna lock you out for 5 minutes. So it's basically like on your iPhone, if you don't type your password in right within 5 times, you get locked out for 5 minutes. And if you continue to do it, you know how long it can get. But in this case, it's 5 minutes. And basically everybody's trying their codes and stuff. And Priscilla basically clocked the hell out of Nelson and was like, Nelson was too busy over there banging that shit that he did not realize that the codes were on the bricks, and they didn't have the codes. They didn't even look at the codes. So Nelson's pissed off and he's screaming and acting a fool. So when we come back from the commercial, Aneesa is in first place. It's Aneesa and Logan. They're in first place running to the next checkpoint because they finished their puzzle. Well, it's not even a checkpoint. They're running to the finish line at this point. So Aneesa and Logan coming first. Michaela, the beast I told y'all, she ain't want to be played with. Michaela and Renan, they come in second place. Tori and Kels is that dude, they come in third. Kaycee and Emmanuel are in fifth. Fessy and Esther are in sixth. Fessy was giving Esther props. He said like the minute they finished, she straight off started sprinting. And he's like, he didn't have to worry about that, which is, I understand where Fessy comes from though, in terms of his partnerships and stuff, wanting to have somebody that pulls their weight. You don't want to be trying to pull their weight. You want somebody that can equally do what you're doing. So I understand his frustration with that, but he's just so cocky. He just don't know how to say it properly and don't know how to actually really be about his shit. But Esther looks like she's going to be pulling the weight. So that's good. And then we got Cory. And then, like I said, Fessy and Esther were in sixth. Cory and Bettina come in seventh. Amanda and Kyle come in eighth. And then we skip through the rest of the placements, but then we get to Ashley, and Ashley and Huey are in dead last place right now. They still ain't finished decoding that puzzle, and Ashley done flipped out already, done had her first meltdown of the season. Huey's like, man, I ain't going home. He's basically trying to reiterate to her, like, yeah, we fucking up right now, but I'm not going home. I'm not getting eliminated. He's basically saying, like, if I get eliminated, I'm gonna be pissed off. And Ashley's not paying him no attention. She's pissed off at the fact that she's stuck with him. And she says that too, like, why do I always get fucked over? Like, I always get stuck with the wrong one. I told y'all Ashley was gonna be pissed. But Nany and Gabo, they're in 16th place. So it's them two and Ashley and Huey. And Nany and Gabo get it together and get across that line. And they are in 16th place, which leaves Ashley and Huey in last place. And like I said, Ashley was pissed. Ashley was pissed. So they get there, and TJ's congratulating them all for being there, finishing the first challenge, yada, yada, yada. He lets Ashley and them know, and all of the teams, just let them all know that they are fighting for $1 million. A lot of these people here, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but a couple of these people here have had $1 million. Ashley's had $1 million. I'm sure CT has touched $1 million. Tacha, I'm sure she's... If you look at her, go look at her Instagram, you know she got money. Like, Tacha has definitely touched $1 million. Who else? Did I say Ashley? Ashley has won $1 million. Michele has won $1 million. Tommy has won $1 million from Survivor, both of those two. So it might be chunk change to them. But yeah, so they all fighting for that. And then TJ then goes ahead and tells Ashley and Huey that they are, since they're in last place, they are gone. And then we go into the second commercial. And basically we come back from the commercial. It's a fake out. TJ's just playing with them. They ain't going home. But basically he's trying to fake them out, trying to get them to realize, okay, you need to get the shit together and win these competitions. Which is so stupid and corny. I knew that. I had a feeling that was the shit that was going to go down. I knew it was going to be a fake out. It's so corny at this point, just like these damn agent shits. But he then introduces them to what the winner's circle is, which is called the agency. And it's basically the winners of the challenge, which in this case, for the first challenge, is Aneesa and Logan. So basically, they all go into deliberation, and Aneesa and Logan are going to be able to choose the team that the house deliberates and votes into the elimination to face them in the elimination. So it's going to be Aneesa and Logan choosing who faces the house vote. So with that, the house, they all get back to the house, and then we get a scene of Michaela and Renan, and they're basically just getting to know each other. And with that, Michaela's like, I see CT, I see Kaycee, I see Cory, I see all of them over there. That's an alliance over there. Her and Renan are basically on the same page, talking about how we gotta split that shit up. We gotta get these vets out of here. That's what Michaela is literally saying. Like, we gotta get the vets out of here. Michaela's smart. Michaela's not trying to keep people in the game that have won the game, already have existing relationships in the game, that are already gonna have numbers on their side, which is not what she needs, because if they have the numbers, then they're gonna steamroll. Michaela's not trying to do that shit. Michaela got that survivor mentality. Michaela's smart. But then we get Ashley, who is then telling Huey, like, in the deliberations, I just need you to shut the fuck up. Don't say a word. Just shut up. Like, I got it all, but I love you. And they had like a little kumbaya moment, which was good to see for their team morale, because Ashley was pissed the hell off at him. And he was pretty irritated at the fact that she was not really reciprocating him and trying to finish it out with him. So that was good for them as a team. Aneesa and Logan, they're just vibing, and it's funny because he relates her to his mother, his grandmother. He says she reminds him of his grandmother, and he said that basically he was raised to take care of the women, and Aneesa's like, she's happy that she's got somebody that doesn't know her and kind of has a fresh, clean slate on her and doesn't have like her history of the show to go off of how they view her as a competitor. Because like I said, Aneesa back in the day, Aneesa was the shit back in the day. Aneesa was tough. Aneesa was fit. Aneesa was one of those girls that you did not want to play with, especially in them eliminations. She still is good in eliminations, but back in the day was a different situation. So she feels like she's got a fresh start with him in the house, so that's cool. And then Kels and Tori, they're plotting and basically getting to know each other, but you can tell Kels, like I'm telling you, this scene right here is what cemented me as a Kels fan. He just gets it. Like, you can tell he's giving real like villain vibes, to the point where he's like, I don't care about these people in this house. I don't care about these vets. I want them all out of here. I'm here to basically knock heads with these people. Like, I'm ready to fuck these people up. And he's wanting to be in hall brawls and stuff, and he's telling Tori, like, I'm here, I'm ready. And he and Tori are kind of flirting a little bit. He's got eyes for Tori. Tori's starting to talk about how she likes the way he looks, and they flirting and they hit it off as a partnership. Tori, like I said, Kels is lit. I like Kels. Kels is probably my favorite rookie. He's probably my favorite guy in the game right now. But that team's looking like a pretty solid team. And then we got Ashley, Devin, Amanda, and Josh. And they're basically in the other room, basically plotting on the Survivor Alliance. So they're now looking, because now you know Devin is now intertwined with the Big Brother Alliance now. So you see how he and Josh are now communicating and plotting in the game. And then Amanda and Ashley, they're a duo. So with them two, and then Devin and Amanda have that connection with the Are You the One Season 3 group. So they're all like intertwined, and the vets are now starting to realize we need to band together, because we got a lot of survivors in here, and they're threatened by the Survivor people, especially now, which is so stupid too. Like, Josh, you're dumb. Like, these people could literally be working for you because you're in the CBS family, but they're scared of the survivors. Natalie from last season, she put the fear of God in them. Jay is a very strong competitor as well. And then seeing Michaela just perform the way she did. Michele performed pretty well. Tommy did well. So they're nervous. And then not only that, there's survivors from different countries as well. You got that ugly ass Emmy. And then you got Emmanuel. So yeah. And those of you that thought it was cute to get in my comments trying to talk shit and say, like, I talk bad about the white people and only talk good about the black people. First of all, I'm very pro-black. If you don't like that, get the hell out. Like, that's just that. Don't watch my videos if you don't like that I'm very pro-black. I'm going to root for black people. I don't care what you think. But in terms of me not liking white people, that's stupid. Like, I like a lot of these white people. There's just certain people I don't like. And you can not like certain people. Like I said, I love Amanda. I love Ashley. I like Devin. Like, they're white. Get a grip. I like Michele. I like Tommy. Like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, yeah, like I said, the vet alliances, they're basically saying they want to work together. So that vet alliance is now forming. They're all real solid. They realize we need to band together, which is so annoying for us to watch because we already know it's about to be a steamroll. And they're basically stating, like, we're not going to go after any vets until these rookies are gone. So that's where they're starting that train. We get Kels, Cory, and this is Cory L., and Jeremiah talking about, like, strength and stuff, and just talking about where each other feels their strengths are. And it's cool. This is a cool little group right here. I like this group. Kels and Cory L are definitely the more vocal ones, the ones I see standing firm in what they got to say. If these vets try and push them, both of them boys is going to give it back to them. Jeremiah is the type that I see just kind of getting along with everybody, doing what he needs to do to get along. But in terms of just competitor-wise, all three of these dudes are stacked. And I love that they all brothers, too. Like, we got Kels. He's an international winner. And then we got Jeremiah, who's like me, Southern and from the South. And then we got Cory L., who's the black gay dude on the show. And I like the fact that he's intertwined with these straight dudes, and they actually really giving him a chance to kind of just be them. Because normally with the gay people on the show, they typically aren't looked at as super strong. And Cory L is that dude. Like, he's lit. I like Cory L too. So yeah, I like this team. They're all basically like, we need to get these vets up out of here. Kels is spearheading this. Look, like I said, Kels is going to be lit. Kels is going to be the dude on this season that's going to make some waves. And Cory is running up and down the hill as they sitting there talking. And Cory's thinking to himself, like, these rookies got to go. We got to stay together with the vets. Like, all the vets, they're nervous. Like, they see the rookies all conversing and talking and strategizing. And they just get nervous. So they're all looking like, okay, we got to figure this out. So then next we move on to the scene with basically everybody's getting ready because it's Logan and Michelle's birthday. And neither one of them wanted to celebrate their birthday, according to Aneesa. So they're all partying and stuff. And I got to give Tacha her credit because she was looking real good. Tacha always look good. But yeah, they all partying and stuff, and Devin comes out in a Speedo carrying their cake, and they all just laughing and stuff. He jumps in the pool. And Emmanuel, and this is where we start the hookups section. So Emmanuel is looking at Michele, and he's very goo-goo-eyed about Michele. He's wanting to be with her. And basically that's kind of foreshadow for that. Michele is stating like she's trying to be tunnel vision, but she sees him and she finds him attractive as well. So that's something that's going to happen. And then we get Nelson and Ashley making out and stuff. And I'm like, damn, like they real for real, like with this. Nelson said Ashley done moved to Austin, Texas, where he lives. And he thinks that's not a coincidence. And they've been hooking up. Amanda is looking like, okay, I hope they don't get feelings, because if they develop feelings, and you know how Ashley gets whenever somebody pisses her off, especially when it comes to when you're in a relationship with her, not even a relationship, but when you're hooking up with her. And Nelson's a playboy. Nelson gonna go out here and do him. And you already know foreshadow Nelson. And this is where I was sitting here thinking and it pieced together why Amanda don't fuck with Berna. Because if you saw the trailer, the super trailer, Nelson was fucking around with Berna too. This is gonna get messy. And then we get Kaycee and Nany. I forget who it was that was talking to Nany, but basically it was like, would you date Kaycee? And Kaycee, she's like, she's trying to say yes, but not say yes. And then we get Kaycee and Nany is basically all up in Kaycee's face, and Kaycee's kissing her, and Kaycee's saying like every time she sees Nany, it's like she's seeing her for the first time again. It's like they get butterflies and whatnot. As messy as it is, and I don't like I said, I don't like cheaters, but they're single coming in here, so I can't call it cheating. But truthfully, they do look good together. I ain't gonna lie, they do look good together. Both of them are very attractive, so to each his own. And then we get Amanda and Fessy. This right here is this is probably the messiest hookup of it all. Like, you got the devil and you got the wannabe devil. The devil is Amanda and the wannabe devil is Fessy. Fessy wants to be hard so bad. But they over there in the corner making out and stuff, and Amanda's like, I don't like how Fessy was treating Nelson, but she finds him cute. And, you know, Amanda likes to play with fire. Like, Amanda is fire, first of all. But she likes to play with fire. So, of course, she's going to run for Fessy. But they in the corner making out, too. And Cory's up at the top looking at him, laughing and screaming, and they see it. It was funny. But then we get Nelson checking Fessy. Fessy's trying to, like, make amends with Nelson. But Nelson's like, dude, I can't fuck with you. Like, what you did last season, you shady as fuck. And he just going off on him. And Fessy actually was acknowledging it. That's the first time I've ever seen him take accountability for what he did. And he was basically trying to make it right. And Amanda's standing there. And Nelson's like, I see you trying to fuck with Amanda. And, you know, that's my girl. Like, I see that. I respect that. But I don't know if I should trust you or not. Nelson, you should not trust him. You should not trust him. Because Fessy is going to do the same thing again if you give him the chance to. But basically, he's basically giving Fessy like the, look, I can try and make it work with you. I don't know if I want to let you back in and forgive you. But we just have to see. And it's funny, too, because Kels is sitting there watching this whole conversation go down. And he is sitting back, just kick the fuck back, just sitting here like, yep, give me some more bet drama. Kels is that dude. He's giving good villain vibes. I already see it now. He is going to be having these bets in shambles. Like, they're going to be shook by his ass. And I just love it. I love it. So then we get the next commercial. And when we come back, the commercial is coming back from just basically Fessy acknowledging that, yeah, he was wrong for what he did, but he wants to make it better and he wants to move forward in the game. So then the next scene we get is Cory, Michele, and Michaela in the kitchen talking. And Cory's basically asking them how they feel about the house, the environment, how everybody's moving. And Michele and Michaela is basically saying the vibes are different. Like, we're Survivor, everybody's more straightforward. Everybody's pretty much telling you everything they need to tell you to that they want to tell you to their face. Whereas here, everybody else is kind of just running in corners and talking shit and not really saying much. And Cory's like, yeah, that's the vibes with the challenge. Like, but y'all are very political. Like, y'all do the politics. Y'all are really smart. So it's like Michele was trying to tell Cory, like, y'all are doing some more slick, shady shit than we do. But Cory's like, well, y'all be doing even more slick shit with the politics. So it's like a clash of the challenge versus Survivor, which is really funny because, like he said, Cory was right. Survivor people, in terms of politics and stuff, it's more straightforward than anything. And the blind sides in Survivor are just, those are otherworldly. Like, they're better than Big Brother blind sides. I'm ready for Survivor 40 to come back. That's coming back. I might review that. But yeah, so then basically we get another scene, and Tori's basically scared of Survivor. Like, everybody, it's like the theme is Survivor. So she's scared of the politics and whatnot, and And she's sitting there talking to Aneesa, and then Michaela's basically in her confessional saying, like, I hear a lot of Survivor talk. She's now becoming worried, like, these people are literally talking about Survivor. I'm probably going to be one of the targets considering how well I did in that competition too. So Michaela already feels like she got a target on her back, and she's not feeling too good about it either. And then we get this ugly ass bitch Emmy being messy as fuck, which is so stupid because you're a Survivor too. Like, you're a Survivor too, and if anything, they're gonna come for you too. But she gonna go run to Aneesa and Tori and tell both of them that Michaela, Michele, and Tommy were in a room and she found a list, and they were writing a list about the people that they wanted to get out of the house. So then that sets Tori and Aneesa off, and Aneesa has power at this point. So they're sitting here basically running around the house looking for this list, and Emmy then tells, she specifically says it's Michaela that is starting the list, which done pissed me off because y'all know Michaela is my girl. I'm rooting for her. But it pissed me off. They all go running through the house looking for the shit. And basically they're just trying to figure it out. The news gets back to Michaela that these people are out here speculating, because everybody's out here speculating and talking and saying Michaela started this list. We want to see what the list is and yada, yada, yada. And it gets back to Michaela. Michaela's like, I don't have a list of targets. I have a list of all the teams. And she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go get this list and I'm going to go show it to everybody. So Michaela runs around the house, and there's a group of them outside, and she's telling them, I'm about to go get this list that y'all looking for so I can show y'all what it is. And with that, they're already looking at Michaela like, okay, so you do have a list. And they're looking at her like, okay, well then at that point, there's nothing else that we really need to see from you. We just know that you got a list, and regardless of what you're going to say, I'm not going to believe you at this point. So she brings the list down and shows that these are all the people that are partnered with each other and da-da-da-da. Which Michaela, she did kind of fuck up at this point, because just showing them that you have a list, considering how Laura was with the list shit back in the day, it already makes them nervous because you're already strategizing. But it just sucks that she got caught, basically. Michelle's basically saying she will never say Michaela's name, but she feels like Michaela done dug a hole for herself now, and she feels like she can't get her out of it. So then we get into the deliberation. And first of all, the deliberation room, I love the way they had this. Like, considering how last year's was, with the double agents bullshit, this looks more like an actual agency type deal. Like, it looks really nice. I'll give them that. Like, they got these iPads and stuff in front of them and stuff. That's how they vote. They put their vote in. And it's kind of like they're in a courtroom, really, because it's like you got one side over here, you got one side right over here, and you got the two winners in the front. And they're in the middle of basically everything going on. So they all get in there, and then they all start to deliberate. And as they deliberate, Michaela's like, man, let me cut the shit. Like, I'm going to cut the 20 minutes and just tell y'all right now, I'm not going for this, blah, 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 blah. I did do this list, but I do want to say, I know there's one person who has always been around these conversations when my name has come up, but has told me everything about me. And she basically calls out Michele. She's saying, Michele, you play Survivor. I know how you play this game. You're good at deflecting other people, attention off of you to other people. So Michaela's like, nah, I got to get this off of me and get it on to her. So that's basically what happens. And Michele then gets pissed off, and Michele is going back and forth with Michaela saying like, dude, like, why are you putting this on me? Because I had your back in this game, yada, yada, yada. And Michaela's like, bro, like, fuck it. Like, you did it. Like, Michaela's trying to get herself out of the hole. So then Emmy's ass opens her big ass mouth and calls it upon herself to start calling Michaela out and saying like, she's got this list and da-da-da-da. And I couldn't even understand what she was saying, first of all. But she's out here just talking shit, just being stupid, and in them confessionals acting like she doing some shit. Like, she just being messy and just being messy. And then they all just jump on Michaela. And that's what pissed me off. Because it's like, Renan, where the fuck are you at? Like, have your partner's back, regardless if she's lying or not. Have her fucking back. But none of these rookies, and that's what pissed me off too. On that list, regardless if the list had targets or not, Michaela's not coming for the rookies. Y'all need to be coming for these vets because they're already aligned. They already got a core base where they're just gonna start picking all of y'all off. Michaela's one that's really running the shit on the rookie side, and they want to jump on her to get the target off of them. But it's like, why don't y'all band together with Michaela and get these vets out of here? But they all jump on Michaela, and then you got Huey's punk ass in there talking shit too, and then Michaela's basically just fighting for herself. And then we get Tori's punk ass, And Tori then decides to come in and start calling Michaela out and saying, I'm hearing that you're coming for me. Michaela's like, I'm not coming for you. Like, I'm not coming for you. Regardless if she's coming for her or not, she's not gonna tell her that. But Tori's convinced that Michaela's coming for her. Everybody else is convinced the same thing. So they're all basically coming for Michaela. So they all vote. And they vote Michaela and Renan in. So Michaela and Renan are the compromised agents going into the elimination, which pissed me the absolute fuck off. We get to the elimination ring. Now in the elimination, this elimination dome situation is called the layer this season. And this elimination ring is nice too. Like, everything is looking good this season in terms of production. So they stepped it up. And this show in general is kind of the engine that could on MTV. It's always going to be around. And I'm happy about it because this is a show I grew up on. And I just love watching the show too. So, and like I said, I grew up playing sports. I love anything that has an athletic background to it, an athletic challenge to it. So yeah, I love this show. And this, let me just say this too. This premiere was good because it had a little bit of everything too. That was vintage challenge. It gave me like a real vintage challenge feel. So that's good. But yeah, like I said, so we get to the elimination and Michaela and Renan are down there in the elimination in the layer. And we then find out that Aneesa and Logan can literally call any one of these men or any one of these women to face off against Michaela and Renan, and that's just going forward. Like, whoever wins can choose whoever they want to go into that elimination to face off the house vote. And it can be anybody from any pair. So it doesn't have to be a pair together. It can be anybody. So Aneesa out here cooning called Cory L, and then Logan followed suit and called Cory L as well. So Cory L is going in, and then they call Michele in. So it's Michele and Cory L versus Michaela and Renan, and they're playing Back Me Up or Back Up Off Me. I forget what it was called. So basically it's that same elimination that Nelson and Hunter did in Dirty 30 as well. I think Brittany and Nicole did. So it's basically they're basically backed up against each other. And this is what pissed me off, because this should have been girl on girl, guy on guy, especially considering the fact that you could throw anybody in. It's not a partner situation. So I'm like, why don't they just do girl on girl, guy on guy? It would have made it more fair, because with this elimination, Michaela starts off swinging, and Michaela got them 3 and she's dragging them. And it gets to the point where it's like, all Renan had to do was just toss himself over, and then they could just start moving them down their side, because the objective of this elimination is to pull the other team off the side that they're closest to. So Michaela's doing her job, Renan's really struggling, whereas Cory L is over there doing his job, and Michele's not really doing much of nothing. But so basically at this point it's Cory L versus Michaela, and Cory L starts to pull, and Cory L pulls and pulls. Michaela's fighting. She's pulling onto Michele's leg, trying to stop them from going over. Renan is just basically hanging there like a rag doll, and Cory just pulls all 3 of them down, and Cory and Michele win. So with that, Michaela and Renan are eliminated, and I'm pissed the absolute hell off. Ugh, I'm so mad. And that stupid bitch Emmy, she gonna get in her confessional talking about something. Well, I started the drama and I got a fake person out. Michaela ain't fake. She the realest one that was in the house. She ain't fake. She just playing the game. Your ugly ass just got mad and was hating her. But whatever. Michaela will be back. Ain't no doubt in my mind that she won't be back. She was the star of the show. She started the first fight in the show. Like, Michaela did what she was supposed to do on the show. She didn't win. She would have won. You saw how she performed in the first challenge. Like, she killed it. But with those 2 now gone, Cory L, actually, before we get to that, Nam had left the game. Woo! I don't know why, but I hope it's nothing bad. If it's something bad or anything that might have been detrimental, I do not wish that on anybody. I hope whatever it is good. And if it is something bad, I hope everything got sorted out. But he has been replaced by Ed from The Circle Season 1. For some reason, I don't remember him on The Circle Season 1 because I watched it and I don't remember, but apparently he was with his mom. I got to rewatch that season. But he seems really cool. Like, he came into the game. He's got a lot of energy. He seems like the house will definitely like him. So that's good for him socially. But yeah, so basically, Cory L and Michele, with them winning that elimination, they now can choose to either go back to their partners or they can infiltrate any one of those pairs and choose another partner. So with that, both of them decide to infiltrate, which I love because nobody wants to. I mean, when you have the option, you have that option to basically fuck with other people's games, and you should do it. Michele, being the survivor that she is and playing the way that she does, Michele goes ahead and infiltrates, and she chooses Devin, which is a pretty, on paper, you see all the other dudes, you would think, really? Why would you choose Devin of all people? Because he's not a physically strong player. Devin is very smart. When it comes to playing smart, Michele is the one that you want to play with. And the two of them together, I think that's a pretty deadly combination in terms of just politics and just thinking upstairs. So that's a pretty good, solid team. And then Cory L chooses Tori, which pisses Kels off because Kels is like, he wanted Tori, and he got Tori, and now he got her stolen from him. Which sucks because, I mean, it sucks for him, but Kels, I mean, you good. You good. Take that as a blessing. And then that leaves Ed partners with Emmy, and Tracy is now partners with Kels. So that is where we are going into episode 2. Considering the fact, let's take out the fact that Michaela's gone, but this was a very solid first episode. I love the way it was edited. I love the way it was filmed. Croatia's beautiful, first of all. Let's talk about that. That's where they are. I said Spain in the last episode review that I did. But yeah, I'm excited about the season. The season looks like it's going to be good. And they currently just do after shows at the end of the episode. I do want to watch the after show just to see if there's anything that is said that might be a piece of information that we might like to hear. So what we're going to do, we're going to watch a little bit of that.
This is the Challenge Aftermath, a full-scale intelligence operation to uncover this season's most provocative secrets. Agents will be exposed.
She can be mad all she wants, but I generally meant that.
To me, that's you being two-faced.
It's all here, but we can wait for it to pop up.
Some
Esther versus
compromise.
Kaycee.
Don't call me a
And a few may even be vindicated.
I think she just revealed what happened.
She sure did. Well, damn, Amanda, you just slid that in the last hour. And this
I love
season,
both of
we
them,
have
Amanda
our
and
very
Michaela.
own twist. For the first time in Challenge history, we have exclusive access to declassify every secret vote.
Were you shocked that voted for you?
Fessy got them armpits
was the
stained.
worst decision.
Ow!
That she was kind of the odd man out because of that vote.
That's right. Forget what you think you know,
love
because
that.
everything is about to change. Welcome to the Challenge Aftermath, Spies, Lies, and Allies edition.
Yeah!
Hey, it's your girl Devin Simone, and welcome to the season premiere of the Challenge Aftermath. I'm here with the cast of the Challenge Spies, Lies, and Allies, and we have Nelson, Amanda, Nany, and newbie Michaela. Also, dialing in from across the pond, we have the infamous Kyle. And from Romania, we also have newbie Indy. Welcome, you guys. Woo!
Fuck you.
We're going to talk about the infamous list. You knew it was coming.
When I went upstairs, it was Ray, Michele, Tommy, and Michaela.
Snitching ass. You
And I had a list
stupid. Like, why would you
people
do
they
that?
trust, with people
Why
they
would you
don't
do
trust,
that?
And with people to put on elimination. Michaela had the list.
Snitching, like, just kissing their ass. When they gonna get you out whenever they
I
can,
was
like,
by
you
the pool,
stupid
and I saw
fool.
you making strategies and did not
With who?
call me to come in your strategy or anything.
Shut
Neither
up,
me,
bitch.
neither Emmanuel. With Tommy, with Renan, and with Michele. So I entered their rooms and I saw a piece of paper. And all of a sudden everything was like, hey, how are you? I saw the paper in her bag. So Michaela put the paper back in her bag, and I was like, please show me the paper. Please show me the paper. And I said, okay. And it was like this small, with people who trust, people not to trust, and people who to put in elimination. Like, it was, I think, a strategy for a long term.
My understanding was the vote was going to go to Emmy or Cory L. I saw the numbers where rookies, we had like 1 or 2 more people than the vets. And I was trying to explain to Emmy, you don't have to be sad and think you're going in. All you have to do is think about who can you trust to vote with you. And I was sitting there talking to you, Emmy, like, I can trust these people to vote with me. Who can you trust to vote with you? Think about this. When you've been in the house for, approximately 2 days, does it make sense that I could calculate, without even knowing who's coming back into the house, what order people should go out in? And knowing how many factors come into play, like who won an elimination, who's the house vote, how can I determine on day 2 or 3 an order of voting people out?
Was there a list? Yeah, but I don't think that the list was to target people,
Exactly.
get them out of the game. The fact that it was Michaela who made this list, I think that's what made it easier for us, because she's a rookie, she's strong. We know that. She's smart. She has like the survivor experience as far as like the game goes. Like, she gets the game. So yeah, let's
shit,
figure out
nah.
that.
That list right there just meant threat. And that's as we took it. So when we knew Michaela did that, we were like, oh, okay. You're making a list already of who you can trust and who can't, and you don't even know us yet.
The thing is,
Nelson, shut up. She wanted you as a partner.
At the beginning, we had to
Damn,
get rid of
Nelson, she
anyone
wouldn't
who
have came for you.
showed leadership. So anyone who was strong, anyone who could rally the troops, anyone who could get the rookies thinking and get them together. And I think Michaela ticked all them boxes of being a leader and being a person that could have rallied them all together if she wanted to.
Do you feel, hearing what Kyle said about like anyone who showed leadership, the vets were going after him, do you wish in hindsight you had just laid low?
I don't. I wish I would have had the right conversation with the right audience.
Right.
Because there's no point, if I'm a rookie, why would I come on a season and just wait in line for y'all to
Thank
throw me into
you.
elimination?
That's
and
it.
then if you're going to throw me in against people, I don't want to be breaking my back, getting thrown in again and again. Like, I'm not Jay. So my thing was, I was stuck on this idea that people think that
That's my girl,
I'm
man.
running for
That's
something.
supposed to be
That
queen.
wasn't it. I was just trying to not sit around, like, sit on a
Be a
pot.
sitting
and-
duck.
It sounds like people now are I'm so glad that you're here to be able to kind of like explain your side, and I know we're all excited to see great things from you in future challenges. I'm sure you will leave pen and paper at home, probably, but we're excited. I know I'm excited to see you in future challenges too. I'm also excited, this being the first episode of Aftermath this season, to share with you a new
All right, y'all. That's all I'm gonna do. I ain't trying to get copyrighted.
Most of you vets have been riding pretty high and mighty throughout all the...
We're gonna wrap this up. But that's it. If you like what you see, thumbs up this video. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think, who you're rooting for, what were your thoughts on this episode, who you rooting for going forward as well. And I will chat with y'all next week.